Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Talking Skritt. I'm your host John, better known as Dale, around Yak Spin, with a fantastic show for you. It's Mount Week, random stress tests, and you could make the next in-game weapon, and much more. But first, I'm going to introduce you to my fellow host. He streams over on Twitch where he answers the age-old question, if someone designs a comfy bed for a weapon, will that be his new weapon skin? Say hello to Age.
Playing into the bed meme, aren't you?
Oh.
Damn it. It would be a comfy weapon, though, but I don't think that's the point of a weapon. But
maybe it has like super knockback if you like shield bash them.
Yeah, I guess so.
And you can see his stuff over on Twitch and YouTube at MMO Inks. He always is taking a chance on gambling in Guild Wars 2. He's our Canadian Bacon of Guild Wars 2. Say hello to Inks.
We just had a Sandstorm video go up today, which is just a different name for ecto gambling. So that was a lot of fun.
Was it made by Darude?
No.
I honestly, when I saw you tweet that out, I thought it was like some kind of hidden Easter egg. Like you go here, you start like hearing like the wind blow these sounds, and it's like
I should have. It didn't even occur to me to put. I should have like used that as background music at some point in the video. It didn't even occur to me until things were done.
Inks meme value.
I know my meme value.
Oh man. Oh well. Next time.
Well, let us jump right into it. We talked about last week the Guild Wars 2 was turning 5, and this past Monday they did a 5th anniversary stream, and basically it was just them kind of going down memory lane with some developers. And like we said last week, even though they said from past developers, it didn't include ones that, like we said, it was a work week. It was all in-house devs that been there since, Guild Wars 1 and stuff, which, I still don't think took away from like some of the awesome stories, like hearing, some that even stem back to Guild Wars 1. But I don't know. Did you guys have any favorite moments? And if chat had any, do let us know, and we'll try to pull some out and talk about them. But
favorite moments over the years. Wow.
That or from the stream. I mean, if you heard like a story that you liked, or even your own moments.
There were a few from the stream that I like. I did like the waffles story about how that became a thing. That's pretty cool. Actually, I feel like people should use that for their workplace, mostly because I want waffles. But another one was that story with the SWAT story there, where there was that random encounter. I forgot. It was in the old building, I believe it was, and there was some person who was being aggressive, but he disappeared or something afterwards. So like everyone had the morning off, I think. There was another funny one I forgot already. But
the desk one was probably my favorite. The rolling desk.
Yeah.
They piled up. The initial time, not now, but when they initially got rolling desks, which is really cool. They must have got cheap rolling desks, and so somebody piled all of their stuff, all of their computer, their monitor, desk trinkets, whatever, onto this desk, and they're rolling it along. And they go to get in the elevator, and the one side legs just give out, and everything just slides right off the desk. Sort of smashes on the floor. And
that sucks.
Yeah.
Personally, I liked when they were talking. They were talking about the one, I forget which dev they said it was, but had their monitors tilted slightly, and then they kind of just kept building upon it. Like they had a special wallpaper for their monitor, and then all of a sudden just started buying like mannequin hands or something.
Right.
And it's like
that story was good too.
Like, yeah, it definitely seemed like something like I know some people, and probably myself, would do. Be like, okay, let's see how far we can take this. Definitely was cool to hear that. But any personal like Guild Wars 2 related stories, or like
my favorite
over the
was
5
the
years?
time that they caught people cheating North American automated tournaments and gave them a little slap on the wrist. But then they went and won the next month the automated tournament with new accounts. That was my favorite.
any other one things? Maybe
I'm afraid to
more
ask now.
happy, like, I don't know.
You know what's really terrible is I read a thing today where it was like, if you want to work with AAA companies, you have to be not a jerk. I guess I don't really want to because I'm a jerk. But yeah, I mean, obviously tons. I mean, I have tons of memories over the years. I can remember I had just joined like Bog Otter, Maven, and them. Rindar, for example, I know for sure was around in Rio. But Triple Trouble Worm had just released. And so I was like, this is after, of course, we had the Tequatl experience, which I sort of lucked into. Tequatl launched. I just happened to be on Blackgate. I mean, I was on Blackgate since launch, but I just happened to be at that first encounter with Vapor and some of the other commanders who were there from guilds that don't even exist anymore. And like we killed Tequatl before anybody else. So fast forward to Triple Trouble Worm when that released, and I was like, I will not leave until we kill this worm. Well, it ended up after 36 hours of trying to kill the worm that I had given up because I couldn't stay awake any longer. And it took us a couple of days before we actually did kill the worm. Our strategies were way off at the time, and EU ended up killing it first. Deso, actually. But ATT formed out of that, which then I went on to have a lot of memories for a number of years. Met a lot of people. Got involved with a number of people via that guild, and so that was a good time as well.
Cool. And yeah, chat's saying the time that they posted on Reddit, the comments that people made that got them banned. I kind of do like that little sweet justice where they're like, I think I got wrongfully banned. They're like, nope, you didn't. Like,
I missed that.
I didn't do
ArenaNet.
anything wrong.
I really missed that ArenaNet. I don't feel like they would take that approach today. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember in 2012 there was so there was this bug where you could exploit, I forget what it was. You could exploit buying something for the wrong amount of karma.
Right, yeah.
And you could then forge those and get like precursors or whatever it was, right? And some guy or a number of people in the Kriparian ban, which was totally separate, but you had a number of people coming in who were like, I only did this one time and you guys banned me. What the hell, ArenaNet? And they were like, actually, you did it 47,523 times. And it was like, get wrecked, you freaking liar.
Yeah, it's like, I can't hear your reply. Did you, like...
Yeah, that was a sweet burn.
Yeah, the tier 3 weapons for 1 karma. You know what's really crazy is years later, 5 years later, I still hear about a number of other bugs that were like that just weren't public, that people got away with and weren't caught or called out or whatever.
Jazz also bringing up Chris Cleary's Barabo math, who got banned for botting. Yeah, I do remember that.
So lots of, I don't know, those probably sound like terrible memories, but not really. I mean, they were defining moments in the early game history that, you know, the game nowadays you just wouldn't see happen.
That's true.
Like the thing with Kriparian, I don't think that would happen today. I really don't. I think they would say something to you, give you a warning, because I don't know, like the whole Kriparian thing was, I don't think they should have banned him for that. I mean,
yeah, because wasn't his...
We're talking way back in 2012.
Yeah, wasn't this like the Winter's Day thing where you could make the rune or something and salvage it for more, or was that a different time?
You could make poppers.
Okay, that was it.
Pepper poppers or ghost poppers, whatever they were called. You could make poppers, or you could buy the ingredients for which was like karma, I think, and then you could make them, and then you could vendor them for like a crazy amount of profit.
Yeah,
and you could just do it at like, you know, an insane amount of times. And the reason he got banned was not even for doing it, which he didn't even do it as much as a good deal of other people who didn't get banned. He got banned because he was streaming it and showing people that you could do this. Which I've seen other streamers since then stream things like this, and not get banned, right? It was just, you know what it was? It was the game was young. It was, ArenaNet was trying to take a hardline stance on we're not going to allow any kind of cheating, or we're not going to allow these different things to happen in our game. And rather than give them temporary bans, which is what they would probably do nowadays, be it 6 months, be it 24 hours, be it whatever, they would give you, at least one chance, if not two chances, to sort of do these things. That's the way it would work nowadays, most likely. But interesting times back then. A lot of funny little bugs and stuff. I can remember in 2012 when the game launched, we didn't have the auction house for like, what was it, 4 days, a week, something like that?
Yeah.
We didn't have the auction house for several days. And
Back in our day.
Yeah. Fun times.
Age, did you have a memory or?
There's one distinct memory. Well, there's a few. One that really comes to my head a lot of the time is the back in GBN when we did the projectile only PvP match there, where we just only use rifles, bows, and pistols.
Oh, when they came out with the first-person camera thing, they just did like
when
an
they came out with first-person camera. We did that, and that was a lot of fun. I quite enjoyed that. Guild missions with Maven were always really fun. We probably pick them back up when the expansion comes out. Raiding was also fun. A lot of just weird stuff gets discussed and things like that. Let's see. I don't know. Just a bunch of like memories here and there. I guess just playing with people and communicating with people about different things about their lives, and just building that community with other, and just communicating with other people has been probably the highlight of my Guild Wars 2 history, because you just learn a lot more about other people and learn about other things in general. And I feel like over time, when I first started playing Guild Wars, and that was Guild Wars 1, I did not pay attention to community or anything like that. I just had a guild. I just played by myself or with other people in my guild. That was pretty much it. But it was when I started watching Game Breaker, because I wanted more Guild Wars 2 news, and I got involved in more community things and more involved in game communities. And I feel like that's been a great experience in Guild Wars 2 for me. So I think like the culmination of that has been a good memory for me.
Here's a question. Were you guys in Triple B?
Triple B?
Was the original.
No, I wasn't.
I was not.
Yeah.
Really? I'm surprised.
I could have been, but I didn't.
I really dove head first into the community when they started looking for their GBN like officers, because I was like, if they're having no one sign up, someone with X amount of experience is better than just no one there. So, but that mine kind of relates to that, where it was I kind of enjoy, like, for their 50th anniversary stream, they actually had Ruby and Elizabeth on.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like one of those moments where I started watching Guildcast right when it was transitioning to Game Breaker. Like, Ruby was leaving and Gary was taking over. And so, like, I had a little bit of knew a little bit about Ruby from that. And then, started watching Game Break and all that stuff. So it was, it's just weird that it's like Guild Wars 2, like Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2 got them two involved in like the community stuff. And then, here, like we said, the path of, then they started GBN and I, joined that. And then Guildies were like, well, Guildcast kind of went on hiatus. You guys should do a show. And 36 episodes later, here we are, type of thing. So, it's like big thanks to, Ruby and Elizabeth. I mean, so, but not to get too sappy. Sorry, chat.
It's kind of weird because I don't think I'd be doing this if I didn't have that game breaker experience in transitioning into all of this. Because it's, I've watched streams and Twitch and stuff, but transitioning into like this part of the community is interesting in and of itself.
I don't know that. I mean, I think I would be. I don't think my path would have been any different without Game Breaker myself, but it was definitely a big source of entertainment. And a lot of those people who worked at Game Breaker went on to work in the game industry in different areas, Yeah. I mean, both Ruby and Elizabeth were Massively. They both worked for Massively, right? At one point?
Yes.
So a lot of people who work for Massively actually ended up working for ArenaNet. But yeah, you have a different side of it too, where very early, what was his name who played a Guardian?
Oh, Scott Hawks.
Scott Hawks. He went on to work for Riot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still there as far as I know. And
Yeah,
who else was on the show?
I mean, Bog, is now a full-time streamer, which is very close to ArenaNet and
Mike Schaffnet actually works at Blizzard now.
Yeah. What's his name? Grouch.
Yeah.
Groucheroo, who was on for a couple episodes. I'm not going to say it was like Game Breaker was the one that did. Like he was on for,
Well, there's a different interesting story with Grouch. So Grouch was part of a group. Obviously, he was part of like this casting group very early on. Him and there's another guy. I don't know who will remember him, but his name was Power, with 2 R's. He was very big in SWOT Tours, a big PvP guy. And Power and Grouch both got jobs at ArenaNet. They both got hired. Grouch obviously ended up becoming Grouch as we know him today. Power ended up moving on to another company that I don't recall off the top of my head. But yeah, both got into, the game industry via Guild Wars 2 and, what they had built and stuff.
Yeah.
And also Mad Visual. I know someone's out there. They're like he was on like kind of the tail end of Guildcast as well, which.
Yeah.
But I still see people saying about like basically talking about the rough days of Guild Wars 2, like when it was still polishing, kind of melee bugs and
it was broken.
So many good memories over 5 years. It's really a crazy sort of, it's funny because I played World of Warcraft for 7 years, almost 8 maybe. And don't get me wrong, there are 2 or 3 people maybe from those days that I occasionally talk to here and there that I would say that are lifelong friends. Guild Wars 2 in 5 years, as opposed to 7 or 8, has easily surpassed anything I ever did in WoW. As far as a lot of that, of course, has to do with me building a channel and a brand and all that. But still, even without that, the connections that I've made in the game far surpass the ones I made in WoW. It's crazy. It's a crazy, amazing thing. And just so many people. I know so many people who are either in a relationship or are now married because they met Guild Wars 2. That's sort of crazy to think about, but absolutely true,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I think Guild Wars 2 is a great game for, couples that are at like maybe different level, like gaming experience levels or even equal. I mean, like I know my one buddy is actually in a long distance relationship right now, and he actually literally this past week I thought his account was getting hacked because it was like a level like 2 character. He doesn't play alts, and it was on like a quickly like typed name it looked like, and I was like, I texted him, I'm like, are you okay, man? He's like, oh no, my girlfriend's in town, and or my wife's in town playing, and she's just trying it out, and she got to like level 9 or something, and she seemed interested. I was like, oh, that'd be a good like long distance good activity thing. And so yeah, it's definitely awesome. So, but yeah, I mean, any final thoughts on the 5th anniversary stream and any more memories?
I would say like for YouTube if you have memories you'd like to share, leave them in the comments.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'd love to hear people's memories, and kind of like what Age was saying, like some of the events that we did for GBN. Like, I loved creating those. Hopefully, once we have more time, I can start doing some more of those through Talking Skritt itself. But, that's all for future stuff. Let us talk about this past week was Mount Week for Guild Wars 2, since we are in Path of Fire getting mounts. If you haven't found that out, sorry, but surprise. So they put out a dev diary and also a blog post talking about different things like the joy of movement, doing incredible feats,
I love
upgrading
that. I
your
love
mounts.
that title. The joy of movement.
Yeah, it does sound really nice.
It sounds like an exercise thing.
Sounds like something else, huh?
Or that.
Oh, that reminds me. That was
Joy
one of the
of
stories I wanted to
baking.
talk. That's what I wanted to talk about on the 5th anniversary that Ruby and Elizabeth talked about, was the other names. It was possibly gonna be Guild Wars 2 DTF.
Oh, yes. That was actually really funny.
Which I don't know what's wrong with that. Downtime fun. That's all. When you have downtime, I gotta have some fun in Guild Wars 2, right? That's what DTF.
I'm like, whoever pitched that is a genius, and they knew they were doing it too. They had to.
Yeah, when she was like, we might not want to do that, and the one person that suggested was like, damn it. Oh, this close.
I like how everyone was afraid to tell the person in charge why it was such a bad acronym.
Yeah, I know. I just would have been like, you realize that stands for.
That would be like one of those weird
down to
moments.
F,
It's like,
right?
that would be one of those weird moments. Like, I'm literally telling my boss what DTF means. Like, that's gotta be one of those
Hey.
surreal moments.
It's got to happen. I'm not. I wouldn't be afraid to be the one to speak up.
Yeah.
No,
Listen,
everybody else was in
we
on it. Like,
can't call it
yeah,
that.
I like that one. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
But yeah, so yeah, Guild Wars, the expansion's not going to be DTF. It's POF, and we have Mount Week.
Sand.
No, that wouldn't have been a good idea. But yeah, what did you guys think of the blog post? And we'll also kind of talk about the stream as well, if you guys wanted to. That they showed what was it Thursday? Yeah, they showed it off Thursday. Was their mount stream?
Yeah.
So we can kind of.
I was actually surprised it was Thursday, but then I remember Friday was the party stuff, so I'm like, okay, that made sense. I watched half of the stream, so I watched all of the different mounts and the initial descriptions of the joy of movement and all that stuff. And I have to say, I'm really excited to play Jackal mount. I just need that mount in my life. And I was saying earlier in my stream, I want a skin that, for those of you who have played Twilight Princess, Link, actually, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Link actually transforms into a wolf. And I kind of want that skin for my Jackal with like sand embers ingrained in you, and that'd be so good. But
the runes are the dyeable part, one of the dyeable parts. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think it was interesting because it was an hour and a half. I'm like, what are they going to talk about? But it was actually had a lot of information and some extra things, like they were talking about why engaged skills are engaged skills versus mount combat, and going over different abilities and how they feel, how they iterated over each mount, and like what came first and things like that. It was actually pretty interesting to watch. I need to watch the rest of it, but
do you think? I wonder why they only went with one die channel, because they didn't really say why only one die channel, did they?
I
watched the whole thing, but I don't remember them ever talking about that. And it sort of just occurred to me that Jackal is the only one where 2 die channels or more don't really work very well without changing the color of sand or the rocks, which you don't really want to, right? That's part of his theme. But all the other mounts, I don't see why they don't have like at least 2 die channels where you can change.
I mean, and this is all speculating because I see chats like saying can't wait for mount skins. They haven't confirmed mount skins. I think we're all sitting here going, they'll be crazy if they don't. Like we're all handing our wallets to them like we want mount skins. Like, but if you think about it, I think it was the default glider. I think is only 1 die channel, so maybe it's just the.
It's true. I hate that though. I hate the thought of that. It enrages me. It really does. I
feel like this is kind of like an outfit die channel, because it looks like 1, but it's honestly 4, and it pretty much mirrors an outfit. You just see what you're dyeing.
Like
better.
Daya's probably right, to be quite honest, but that just really angers me. I feel like there's no reason why the base mount shouldn't have 2, with the exception of the Jackal. I don't see why any of them shouldn't have 2 die channels to start with. If you want to make a mount later on that has 3 die channels or whatever, okay, I guess I'll, just have to deal with that. That's how they'll sort of sell the mount. But I feel like you can make a gem store mount, and they'll make gem store mounts look really cool and appealing for you to buy without having to like lock off die channels. This feels like processors to me, or graphics cards, and that sort of thing aggravates me there too, where they take a processor or a graphics card and they say, this is the flagship, and here you go, here's the best one you can buy, but we need to have a 1080 and we need to have a 1070 and a 1060. So how are we going to do that? Well, we'll just lock this and lock it and lock and lock and lock, and unless you pay us more money, you can't have these things. We'll just kill those channels and we'll kill those processors until you can't have it. Here you go. You can buy the cheaper, crappier version that we basically took a hammer to and smashed it and then sold it to you. Like, I know companies do it on a wide scale, but it really aggravates me that the base one you're providing is just so limited when it doesn't have to be necessarily.
Makes sense.
I love chat. We're going to have a cash cow mount skin. That's
like, I think they're going to have, and that's the other thing, like, are they going to do different kinds of animals? I mean, obviously they can. We've seen some of like the different concept art and stuff for some of them, where obviously they had a lot of ideas for different mounts to go with.
Yeah, speaking of which, we have it right here, some of their ones that they kind of gone through.
Yeah. Is it going to be is it going to be like a different animal skinned on one of the 4 mounts, or is it going to be a new mount, do you think? I think it's going to be skinned over one of the 4, because if they're going to add a new mount, they have to add like the quest to get the mount, don't they?
Right. Yeah, well,
because I don't think they'll sell. Yeah, because I don't think they'll sell mounts in the Jump Store.
And it's funny because there was a long time ago there were rumors of additional mounts, and I think like we could probably see a new mount for, say, Living Story, maybe. But everything else is going to be some sort of skin. I feel like it'll be interesting to see what that price point and stuff is. I mean, they already know. Just talk about it, because you're going to talk about it eventually anyway. People want to know. They expect that it's going to come on the gem store. Do you know what I mean? It won't be a surprise to anybody. Be like, I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they sold us something on the gem store. How dare they?
That came out of left field. Wow.
Yeah, like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So, like, just talk about what your plans are. Like, I'm sure they have a price point in mind.
Yeah, Mithrin brings up a good point about in one of the images, if you didn't see it cycling through, it shows it shows a corgi mount being in the little Acern on it. It's, I think, in the top left corner.
And I'm sure that Mithrin will shake his head, but I would buy the corgi mount.
Or Arlie will buy the corgi mount. She would buy.
Do you think they should categorize it like maybe all the cutesy mounts go?
I don't even care what it does. In the action.
Like, it's all on the Springer. That way,
all on the Springer. I love that Anubis mount. That is really cool. And the
But
feather.
I really like the Dev Diary. I like that series that they're doing. It sort of gives you this semi behind the scene look. I mean, a lot of it's scripted, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I still really like the Dev Diaries that they're doing. I like those videos. And in the show, they do a really good job. They had 2 different sections of panels. One that was more about bugs and that sort of thing, and then one more on design. And I think that has been structured very well. So I look forward to.
In chat, I'm curious. 800 gems for a skin and 1600 gems for a full mount. What do you mean by a full mount? Like, I really don't think they're gonna put in a mount in the.
When they say full mount, they mean something that, like, this is for the Jackal, but it's not a Jackal. When they say skin, here's your Jackal.
Okay, it's like a reskin of the Jackal. Okay.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
Well, it's like it's something that does exactly what the Jackal does. It's a Jackal, but not a Jackal. It's a teleport bunny or whatever.
Okay. That's pretty pricey.
I don't know whether they'll do that, but I think that's what chat means.
Yeah. Oh, reskin versus model replacement. Okay, I mean, yeah, I could definitely.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, I can definitely see a higher price point for like a total rework.
Like they had that one of the Jackal ones where they almost went with this other version where like birds or something came off of them, or came out of their flames or stripes or something. So I could see that being a thing.
Eat that. Yes, that sounds awesome.
They have these gigantic, oversized ones that I'm looking at right now of skimmers. Like I could see that kind of thing being scaled down.
Well, I think they even said during the stream like they used to be bigger, like the skimmers, and they had to tone it down. Like,
yeah, and it's funny because the number one complaint that I'm seeing against mounts now have to do with, people don't want you to have them in cities or whatever. But the reality is, what you really don't want is them near mailbox, near the bank. I was going to say near mailboxes, like you don't want them near the bank and stuff. But I think like the solution for that is easy. You just make a zone around the bank that is no mounts. As soon as you enter, it dismounts you. And they have that technology.
Can we have that like feature? So, can we have that feature like when it was the Battle for Lion's Arch and you try to go into the broken bank to rob it? There was that guard there that just like tried to knock you back. Like I just want that. Like if you get too close with the mount, they're just like no.
So I think like particular areas, let's say the trading post area, the bank, whatever, they can just make it a no mount zone if it's really a big deal for people. Like if it becomes a problem, and I don't think that's really that difficult for ArenaNet to like implement either. Yeah. So it's not a concern I really have, to be honest. I do understand why it's a concern, having played other MMOs. SWTOR was bad for that as well. You had some speeders that were gigantic. I know because I went out of my way to get them. And you could really block a lot of people. You could run through people because there wasn't collision, ruin their RPing experience.
You would.
But yeah, I agree. They should have like a dismount feature for NPCs.
Yeah.
Though they did show off some of their tests and playing around with it, which we have some screen grabs from that, which you can kind of see the giant kitty with a bunch of raptor duplications.
So that cat, the cat in the test area is not new. That's been around for a long time. And it's not the first time we've seen it either. But I want that giant cat for my home instance. I just want it stomping around, walking over things. I don't care if it clips or anything. I just want that giant cat.
No, that's going to be the special dynamic event if you have all the cats unlocked for your home instance. It spawns that as a boss.
I'm down. Let's do it. Everybody get into my home instance. We're killing the giant cat.
Yeah, I didn't do my giant cat today.
Once you get to a certain number of cats, it forms Catatron, and it just builds this giant cat. Your home instance that you have to fight to raid boss.
There you go.
Nice.
And there was one other. Oh, go ahead.
My favorite bug was the stacking one is really great, but the duplicating one, you just kept duplicating raptors and they just kept popping out. Yeah. Really, really funny.
The stacking one was cool once it started moving around because you had a bunch of raptor tails flopping around. Like, And also like they showed off with the minions for the necromancer, how they would ride on the like tail and the head of the raptor and stuff. So they definitely came a long way apparently. But
Wow.
I did have to get a video version of the one thing they showed, which once again, thank you to Joel. Like, just awesome.
Oh no.
His special mount that he used for testing, which was a legendary wyvern. It's just so amazing. He spawned it in Queensdale? Yeah.
Oh man.
But and they did say there are no plans to make a legendary wyvern mount. So this was just for testing, but oh, is it awesome.
He did not just do that for testing. He did that to do it.
Well, I think he even said, he was like, well, I had a test, and he's like, I could have picked any entity. So, I mean, when you have that choice, why not?
He's now Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people say this too, and I could see this being used in a story instance somewhere. Like, you're not going to get this, as much as we would all want this probably, or at least I would want this. You're not going to get this in the open world. First of all, they're not going to let you fly because that would break way too many things. But yeah, I don't know. It's really cool. It's really amazing. I kind of wish that they would just have spawned this randomly without telling people.
Oh,
just have a couple of devs screwing with people in different maps. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, how do I get that map? Oh, you got to buy Path of Fire. Oh yeah, I'm gonna come here. Here's all my money. Take it. And you find out.
If I was an uninformed player, I would totally get it. Just to get that.
I mean, obviously they shouldn't do it to that level, but just having this spawn and letting people, I don't know. I think it would be cool. People would obviously get mad because they'd be like, ArenaNet, how dare you show us something amazing and not let us have it? But I appreciate when they show us, especially this test footage, and it's just cool, man. It's cool.
It's
the
all good
possibilities
fun.
what the engine could do.
Yeah.
Be like, I am Inks of House Inks, the first of his name, the Unburnt Queen of.
I deserve this.
Title, but
I feel like that's a Game of the Thrones thing that I just don't understand.
That is a Game of the Thrones reference.
But anyway, really cool. Who would not want this? Yes, please give it to me.
Yeah. I saw
8,000 gems sold.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw people saying like basically $100. So yeah, like 8,000 gems. I'm like, oh, I'd be tempted.
Listen, I people pay that much for a statue they put on a shelf. What the hell? Why not? I mean, I know it's not a physical item, but why not?
If you could do that.
You can pay more for Star Citizen, so
there you go. Well, let's not don't go Star Citizen on us, please. Don't. Like, let's not encourage them on that one. I feel like I'm already gonna be broke with mount skins if they have them.
I'm gonna be very, very careful this time. Like, so when gliders came out, I was just like, yep, gotta have it. Yep, new glider, gotta have it. Give me the glider. Yep. This time around, I am gonna try my best to be way more picky and way more choosy when it comes to mount skins. I don't want to fall into that trap again of I need to own all of them, which even for gliders, I don't even have half of them, I don't think. At one point, I just gave up and was like, this is ridiculous. I'm changing my glider every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm going to be picky. I was picky about gliders too, so I'm going to be picky.
Well, I can't wait for, in the future when we do gem store stuff, and I'm like, come on, Inks, you want to get it. Come on, come on. Arena, come on, we can work out a commission. I'll really...
Wow. That peer pressure.
I want to see him. I want to see him sweat. I want to see him stress over it. Speaking of stress, there was a random stress test this week, and really, it was super short. It was like 2 hours. I think it was on Thursday. It was August 31st, beginning at 2 p.m. Pacific time, roughly -7 GMT, I believe. But basically, it was going to be another PvE. It was going to be the PvE zone that we dealt with, Crystal Oasis, just a portion of it, same portion. They did say the night before they weren't sure if they were able to get elite specs in, but they did. For that 2 hours, you got to play an elite spec, the new elite specs in that new area. Which, I mean, did anybody
really cool.
get it? Yeah, did anybody get a chance to try it?
No, I was at work, sadly.
Same.
I luckily got in.
Fortunately.
I only unfortunately got to play the Firebrand, which is the Guardian elite spec that you'll be getting in POF. And oh my god, afterwards I was like, I really want to play it now. Like I was like, every other time I was like, okay, I've tried in PvP. I was like, I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. All that stuff. It's like, I tried the new map. Okay, it's more the same, but I was using kind of my same build. Now that I got all the new stuff together, I'm like, yes, okay, I'm on the train. Let's do this. Let's
Nice.
like so. But yeah, I don't think there was really any balance changes to the elite specs that were noticeable. So it was kind of just the carryover of all that stuff. So,
Okay.
but yeah, it was definitely fun to try it out. But you know, luckily, you know, if you did miss it, it's literally like what 20 days from now.
I actually think they're going to do one more. I think they're going to do one more stress test before launch.
So I think too.
Again, it'll be in the middle of the week. It'll be 2 or 3 hours or whatever, and then they'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were saying the night before, like, oh, we might have it up a couple hours, and yeah, it was definitely a couple hours. It was 2 hours on the dot. Like,
yeah, I mean that's all you need for a stress test, a focus test to see how it reacts, and I think it went well. I don't think anybody had any real issues, so hopefully they'll be prepared for the 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
It's always hard to tell, right? Because the launch of the game is always worse than any stress test you can put it through.
yeah,
But
this is just gonna help them a little bit. But
yeah, but hopefully they're prepared for said test.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, if you follow like their streams or stuff right before that, because when they were doing the live stream, people asked like the mount team, like, oh, is there any like way we could help you guys test, like, and I think they said like using actions like right after mounting and dismounting and all that stuff, testing those things, because that usually has a strain on the server. So honestly, follow forums or like the subreddit or stuff like that. Like I've seen the devs say, like, I think it was actually, we were talking about this, I think it was actually Mithrin on the subreddit that actually suggested, like, oh, should we run like Scourge and Minion Mancer builds, and
right, all the minions.
And they were like, actually that would be fantastic, having a bunch of minions. And so
yeah, do that. Everybody put a mini on.
Yeah.
Get all your stuff out. Of course the minis will get cold away, but still, yeah.
So,
all staying in one spot together.
Mm-hmm. Casting all your big flashy spells, and
yeah, it's the best way to do it.
Shiny armor. All the particle effects.
Yep. Here comes Inks. It's crashing my FPS.
Is that what when you heard that that post, you were like, "This is my moment. I've had this for I've been doing this for so long."
I don't have nearly enough infusions, to be honest, but yeah, one day maybe.
I still haven't gone in Crystal Oasis yet. Now I think about it, because I missed the first weekend and I missed the stress test.
Now you missed the stress test. Jeez, they're never gonna let you play Age. Never.
At this point, it's like launch is gonna be when I actually play, which is not too bad because I'll see everything for the first time. So
halfway through the stream, he's gonna look at it and be like, "I just got an email from Arena. They just revoked my POF. I'm just not gonna be able to play like ever."
I've bought so many copies of Pathfinder.
Have you really?
Yeah, I bought some for giveaways. I bought one for my EU account, one for my NA account. So. Yeah.
All through the MMO Inks link.
Actually, I did. The giveaway ones I did. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I agree. There'll probably be another stress test. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Probably say what are we? when is the launch? Launch is in 20 days.
Yeah, 22nd, I believe.
So I would say they would have one either. I would say even early 2 weeks from now, like the 10th, between the 10th and the 14th, would be another stress test. I think that'll be a final one, just to see if everything's together. EU stress test would be nice. Yeah, that's true. That's actually a good point.
Yeah. I mean, we shall see. But
darkness.
Maybe he's going to go fight someone.
Oh no.
He'll
No.
need a cool looking weapon, which
Oh,
you, the viewer, can help him out.
You just know how he's gonna do it when you hear. It's like just this glee in his voice, and as he's transitioning to. Go ahead, Dave.
But this past week they put out a blog post which was a design a weapon contest. You can get a weapon made in game plus win some sweet prizes such as gems, art books, shirts, and more. Basically, how to enter: download the asset zip file and use the included guidelines and templates to create an original digital Guild Wars 2 themed weapon design. 20 finalists will be chosen when the Guild Wars 2 community will vote for their favorite entries. The top 3 concepts will be made as in-game weapons, which, for people that don't know, they did a couple of these, I believe, in Guild Wars 1, which a lot of cool ideas came out of it. I think even some that got transferred over to Guild Wars 2, I think with that one crystal, that purple crystal shield that was in the gem store, was originally a Guild Wars 1 entry for that.
Yeah,
a lot of cool ideas come from there, came from the community. So if you have any artistic, talent, definitely.
I want to answer because I know I'd be a finalist, but I'm uneligible. Feels
Okay,
bad,
chat's
man.
also saying the Hourglass staff. Yeah, there's definitely a couple. I just couldn't think of all the ones offhand.
Weapons set.
Yeah, there's definitely rules and increasing your likelihood to. So
if you're in one of the countries or states that have contest restrictions, you're ineligible. You're probably ineligible because there are physical prizing. If there was only digital, then anyone could probably enter. But since they have to ship to different countries and stuff, that's
could you get away with it? Be like, I'm fine with only winning like 4th place, so I can just get gems.
I need a PO box in like Ontario or something. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. But it's gonna be really cool to see what weapons come out, and they'll probably have a blog post or something that'll tell us all the 20 finalists. I'm interested to see what people come up with, and I'll see if it's better than what I was thinking in my head, because I've had different concepts of weapons in my head swimming around.
I do remember them saying like they're like no legendary effects, because these aren't going to be legendary weapons. They're just going to be kind of.
Actually, there was a tweet I read. I think it was by Obi, and it was in the rules. You're not allowed to have any weapons or firearms. It's a design a weapon contest, and you're not allowed to have. Right? That's the funniest fine print I've ever read. I'm like, everyone's disqualified right away.
Yeah, that's how they get around it. They're like, haha, you all fell for our trap. Yeah, that's an interesting fine print there. I guess that might have just been a slight oversight. Maybe you can't have a decal of a weapon on the weapon, huh? Be like, oh, that's an image of a weapon. No.
That's true, I guess. But yeah, someone might want to take a look at that. I don't know. What weapon would you like if you had to design one?
I don't know.
Just pick a random weapon on top of your head and just roll with it.
Rifle or torch, which just because I just feel like there's not a lot of them out there. I think shield is kind of easy. Like it basically, it's nice because it's basically like here's a uh basically here's a screen, just fill it. Like you don't really have to design too much around like a weapon.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go Great Sword because that just feels like that's always the go-to one, and we have enough of them.
Yeah. I I was I see. I want my desert sword to be a thing. I really do.
Oh,
Because it wouldn't be a legendary at this point, but it would have that effect of like sand trails and things like that. I feel like it'd be really cool.
but I do want to mention what Mithrin was saying. Like, it would be cool if they had like in-game panel and let players keep submitting entries and voting, kind of Steam Workshop style. Like, that'd be kind of cool. Like, attach it to the login thing. Like, maybe it resets on the login if they want to do multiple votes, or it pops up and. But I kind of do like that idea of like having an in-game thing. Like, I mean, we talked about in the past. The more they can keep the person in the game instead of going like, here, go to our website. Oh yeah, log in. Okay, find the entry thing, and more hoops to jump through. But yeah, it would be kind of nice to keep it in game. But
Yeah.
for them to do that, I would imagine they'd have to do multiple entries, because to make an in-game panel for voting and it's only one-time use for everyone, I don't think they would. It'd be a lot of effort for such a little, uh, such a little payoff.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I guess so. But still, you know what? I would actually like to see some of the secondary weapons, the offhands, get a little bit of love in this contest, because honestly, I feel like there's not like really good a lot of good focuses, a lot of good
Ambrosia,
torches and
that's all
war
you need.
horns. Well, I said not a lot. There's some that are
But
good,
you only need one ambrosia for the focus. I mean,
but
maybe make an
for
ambrosia-like thing for the torch, an ambrosia-like thing for the. No, I could see.
for people who want options, Dale, like multiple, like they want to swap every now and then,
Fine, if they
I
want to be
come.
wrong. I mean,
I would like to see. Actually, I think Warhorn could actually use a decent skin. So I don't know. There's a few good ones, but outside of like Howler, I don't really want any other ones. Like
well, then you're part of the problem, Age.
I won't go out of my way to get a Warhorn skin unless it's Howler. But
What if it's like a Jigglypuff war horn that when they blow into it, does like the Jigglypuff sound effect, and the bed appears under him? Yes, I did that again.
well, that'd be a legendary. So yes, I would get
Oh
it.
yeah, you can't do it. Darn. Well, there you go, Rena. Make it yourself. Because you won't let us design a legendary.
Yeah.
But
I think it'd be really cool to just see a little bit of love in that respect. Some of the not as used weapons.
yeah, that's kind of why I was like also leaning towards like torch. Like I was trying to think of something like with the new elite specs coming out. I was like playing Fashion Wars ahead of time, and like some of the time I was like, I think it was like one of the offhand weapons where I'm just like, I kind of reached the end. I'm like, that was it. I really didn't find the one. Like I just couldn't remember which one it was. I think it might have been torch, but yeah, I would definitely agree. I'd like to see the offhands get a little bit more love.
Yeah. But we'll see how this comes out. I think this one, I don't know when this contest ends actually, but we'll see what comes out of it.
Definitely. I'm excited to see the results and then get to talk about them on the show. We can all fight and be like, this was the best. Vote for it.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna do that because we did that with like what the new Guild Wars 2 name for our guild for
Yeah.
Living Story. We We did it for something else. That was another vote. Ellen Keel, Nevin Nashblade, and all that
Arrows,
stuff.
Aerodrome, the raid area was voted on.
Yeah, a lot of things. So that'll be a fun debate for people to watch.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait. Can't wait for you guys to see the right choice. My choice.
Sure.
Oh, I couldn't even do it with a straight face. Well, let us move on to the gem store stuff. And always thank you to Dolphy.net. Check out Dolphy.net so you can spend your gems more wisely. First up, we have the Swaggering Hat for 400 gems. It is a helmet piece, so, and you do unlock light, medium, and heavy.
He returns.
But yeah, actually, before we switch on to that, we just left the design a weapon contest thing. Is there any weapon you want to see specifically designed?
Yeah, the Revenant weapons that we never got from Heart of Thorns that they lost.
Rip.
That's what I would like to submit.
Oh, man.
I have no artistic talent. I wish I did. Can't wait to see what people come up with. It's a little interesting because in 2 instances for that design a weapon, they showed legendaries, but you can't actually design a legendary weapon or legendary effects. So
Yeah.
and no underwater stuff. So be careful with that.
Oh yeah, I did forget about
There's
that.
a bunch of different rules. Like I know RPG Alex wanted the purple dildo sword from some other game.
Saints Row.
Saints Row.
Saints Row, and it's like, yeah, that's against the rules as well. You can't do that one for obvious reasons.
Oh boy, would that, if they would have made that, would that have gone full circle for this show?
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what people come up with. We have some really, really talented artists within the Guild Wars 2 community.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember several months ago when somebody, an artist did a rendition of like cultural glider backpacks and stuff?
I have not seen that.
Like, we have some really talented people in the community, so I can't wait to see what people come up with. It should be really good.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, like we said, check out Dolphy.net for the gem store stuff. And first up, we have the Swaggering Hat. So, like I said, it was 400 gems. It is a helmet piece, so you get light, medium, heavy when you unlock it. As you can see, it does have 4 dye channels. Now, the important thing to note, you can tell, oh my god, we have hair. Like, it's an armor, it's a helmet with hair. It's hair specifically for whatever race and gender you are. So it's not your character's hair. You might get lucky and it might be the hair that your character uses, which for you guys, kudos. Otherwise, even if you're a bald character, apparently you decide to wear a wig when you wear this. I mean, it's
yeah, it's a step. It's a better step in the right direction, but still not quite. There must be some kind of issue with hats on heads that screws with the hair or whatever.
I think it's just clipping issue, sadly.
I don't know, but I guess a better step in the right direction. Better than being bald every time you wear a hat, right?
So, have you guys picked this up, or are you going to be picking it up?
Probably won't, because maybe actually no, I'll take it back. Maybe for my Asura. I just like memeing on my Asuras, so maybe.
If I had a swashbuckler character, then I would 100%. I don't have one of those types of characters, but if I did, then this is it's a really nice hat.
Definitely. Yeah, I really don't have a swashbuckling character. I know one of our guildies tried to convince me because I have a joke character guardian in there, which is based off of Fabio, and he was like, oh, it'd be great for that. I'm like, don't you do that to me. No, it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna resist, because I too am saving for gems for possibly the expansion when we get mount skins, because I think I'm gonna probably splurge there, unfortunately. But yeah, So I mean, if you did pick it up, do let us know in chat or on YouTube. I mean, oh yeah, I see chat saying it goes well with their rapier type thing. So, but yeah, I do see, you know, chat also saying about the whole outfits, you know, costume splitting. Like, oh, that's a rabbit hole. But yeah, so you can pick that up for 400 gems. Also, kind of returning things, but now bundled. So these have been in the store previously. You can get the Marjorie package, which is 1,600 gems. It comes with the Marjorie shrouded outfit, the Marjorie axe skin, the Marjorie's dagger skin, 5 teleport to friends, and 1 total makeover kit. So.
I have to point this out because Aaron did on Twitter. Like, they should have named it Marjorie package, not Marjorie's package.
Yeah,
Like,
I saw a couple people mention that for both of them.
That doesn't sound good.
I mean, it's fine. It's her package. Oh, you dirty-minded individuals out there! You know, you don't get a discount on if you own the stuff, which is a bit of a misstep with these.
I did notice that, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I forget who I was talking to. Somebody had bought Casimir's package, and like he already had the staff, so he got a second staff, and it's like. And I know in the past they've done discounts where it's like you own the staff, so you don't have to pay whatever 600 gems, 7, whatever it is, right? This time that didn't really happen.
Yeah, it was weird since they, like you said, they have precedent for actually doing it with actual in-game items, because they've done that with this living story, like the living story stuff, but these ones were actually like items in the game that would still follow that. So maybe it was just an oversight or something, but yeah, unfortunately, if you do have some of these or most of these, you do not get a reduced rate. So do note that.
Yeah, be careful.
But do you guys have any of these previously? Would you recommend people picking them up?
I have the weapons.
Yeah, of Marjorie's axe and Casimir's staff. They're pretty good.
I believe the axe and dagger have special animations, don't they?
I know,
like when you throw the axe, you throw the actual axe.
I'm not 100% sure about that,
I think
but
so, yeah.
It's been a while since I've used them, but both are really cool skins. I really like them.
Yeah, I like the dagger skin because it has like that. It's great for like a necker because it has like that kind of like tail thing on the pommel of it. Like it's like
tentacle dagger. Yeah, really cool.
But yeah, so you can pick that up for 1,600 gems. Also, the Casimir's package for 1,600 gems, and that includes the Casimir's Regal outfit, Casimir's staff skin, the Phoenix glider, 5 Bloodstone dye kits, and 1 total makeover kit. And once again, that's, you know, you don't get a discount if you have some of the stuff already. But
I think my wife has both outfits. She really likes both outfits. So I just wish they were armor skins, but that argument is as old as time, I guess.
Yeah. And not even a Chronomancer could save us.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting, the Phoenix glider skin, because I just didn't really
match
that with a Casimir type of thing.
Yeah. That's kind of what bugs me about this bundle, because I would probably have bought the bundle if I could flex it and like remove the staff skin but get the Phoenix glider. But and I get the outfit, but I probably wouldn't use it too much. But
I have the Phoenix glider. One of the better ones. I like it a lot.
Yeah, this is one of those ones that they popped, like it was on for like a day, and then they showed it on going back to like the sound guys and stuff like that, and they actually showed it on guild chat where this was like him using the fireball in his backyard to make that sound effect. So,
yeah, and it was not in the gem store when they went live with that, and I was like,
yeah,
it was like free money right there.
Yeah, I remember seeing people in chat. They're like, "So when's this coming out? Where can I buy it?" They're like, and everybody's in chat's like, "It was already out for like 24 hours or like 48 hours or something, and it's
Yeah.
like, what, ArenaNet, what did you do?
Yeah, they should have kept it till next Tuesday. So,
But you can get
Oh.
it here. So yeah, the sound effects on it are fantastic. Like it definitely sounds like there's you can hear like the fire crackling, and it's definitely an awesome glider for that.
nice.
But just as a heads up, some leaving soon stuff, the cosmic harvesting, logging, and mining tools, which are 1,000 gems apiece, are leaving soon, and they're infinite ones, so you can use on any grade they are account bound, but you do have to switch them through the bank and whatnot, or shared inventory slots. Also, the ceremonial plated outfit for 700 gems and the Daydreamer's finery outfit for 700 gems. So, do you guys have any of those? Would recommend them to anyone?
If you like the look of Cosmic, sure, go for it. I have Unbounds because with Unbound weapons, you get Unbound magic whenever you gather. So it slowly accumulates over time for me, and it helps me buy obsidian shards to fuel my legendary obsession. So
I kind of want to get the magic ones next time they come around. I already have so many I don't really use, so I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, that was kind of my problem. I couldn't just pull the trigger on those.
Like I feel like, I don't know, because I would still use my sprocket pick, right? But I would want the other two tools to give me magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough decision. That's not even in the gem store right now, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I would wait out for the ones that actually give you something, since there's a full set of them now.
Yeah.
Might as well get something extra since you're paying the same price anyway, right?
Actually, with that, because it came as a bundle, I think you get them cheaper. It was 2,700 for this set, so. But you had to buy them as a set, so.
yeah, the problem with buying tools over time is that if you want tools that give you something back, but you already have tools already, it's kind of hard because like you have these extra tools. I put my extra one. I have a molten one, a lightning one, and another gathering. It's another gathering set. It just doesn't give you anything. I put it on my engineer, mostly because I don't play him the most unless like I play Smith a lot, but I don't play him a lot, and he can always use the tools whenever he needs them. I was thinking of putting in my shared inventory slot, but we'll see. But there's that, it's that purchase that you don't really get a lot because you could use shared inventory slots to swap your infinite tools out per character. So it's kind of hard to justify a cost of buying an extra set of tools unless it gives you something.
Yeah, that's why I think we talked in the past, which maybe we'll just quickly talk about, because it's once again another pit of discussion. Is like, it'd be great if we had like, skins that we could buy and like, so it'd be slightly cheaper, but I would probably buy a lot more of them because while I like the look of those like magic gathering ones, it's like I just couldn't say, oh, I'm gonna get a third set. And I know some people out there that have like 3, 4, or 5. I just couldn't.
That's pretty impressive if you have that many.
Yeah. Some more returning items. We have the Bloody Prince's outfit for 700 gems, Gwen's attire for 700 gems, the glowing crimson mask for 500 gems, the shattered bloodstone circlet for 400, the ringmaster's hat for 200 gems, the sports sunglasses for 150 gems. So those last couple things, like the glowing crimson mask, the shattered bloodstone, ringmaster's hat, and sports sunglasses are all helmets. So you do unlock light, medium, heavy, all that. They act just like an armor piece. Whereas the Bloody Prince's outfit and Gwen's attire are an outfit. So all or nothing, can't hide the head slot. But any of you guys have those and would probably recommend them?
I have the ringmaster's hat. I bought that years ago. Sports sunglasses I bought for my thief because cool guys don't look at explosions. I would consider the Bloody Prince outfit, actually. I kind of like that one. Gwen's attire I will eventually buy because Gwen. But, yeah. And I think I have the Glowing Crimson Mask. I'm not sure.
I think I have the Glowing Crimson Mask. I like Gwen's attire for the one thing is I looked at it on Mail Nor and I was like, oh, if you hide the helm, like the helm thing, you can kind of get like a Highlander, like kind of vibe-ish off of it. I was like, I could kind of go with it, but you know, I would have to play around with the dyes, of course, but I kind of got a little bit out of that. But Bloody Prince's outfit, I think, is cool looking if you're kind of going for like almost like what is it, the crow type thing, like kind of have that like very blotchy makeup over the eyes and mouth, but definitely looks cool.
I have the sunglasses because they were gone for forever, and they're super cheap. I bought the Ringmaster hat many years ago. I couldn't even tell you. The Shadow of the Dragon set I have just because when it came out, and the helmet, both of those are really cool. I don't really like the helmet because they have the tusks that come out. It's not really my thing. But I wanted to send a like my one purchase matters, but I wanted to send a message to Arena to say, yes, I want you to make armor pieces, even though it's for 3 pieces is way more than for an entire set. But you know, I want to see armor pieces. Damn it. Didn't really work because we haven't seen too many since then. But yeah, you know.
And chat's saying like Gwen's attire they use for their engineer, and I didn't know this. The pants dyed like jeans, the leather black to get a core set, the cloth. So there's a lot of material in there that you can dye it with. So it sounds like there's, you know, the kind of the leather, yeah, the metal, and like kind of cloth. So that'll be, you know, you could definitely play a lot with that.
Yeah.
But any final thoughts on gem store stuff?
We'll see.
Okay, well, we're gonna try something somewhat new that we'll kind of do here and there. I can't guarantee every time, but we're gonna call it the Community Corner. So, you know, it's basically stuff that we found around the community, whether they watched a show or, you know, something maybe caught our eye on Reddit or Guild Wars 2 retweeted out, or, you know, and usually apart from what we like, maybe what we do, because I mean, quite frankly, what we do is all the awesome stuff, right? It would be not fair if we just showed our stuff, right? You know.
No, I think it'd be pretty fair.
Granted, it's me saying that, but it barely does anything. Yeah, let me plug the thing I do. Hey, watch Talking Skritt. Hey, you're already doing it. Good job. But
to be fair, we do plug this show at the end, you know, with YouTube.
So first up, let's talk about a Fractal guide. If you're itching for 5-man content and you haven't really mastered Fractals, there is a nice guide by a friend of the show, QED, and their guild, Discretize. Hopefully I'm saying that right. They made a Fractal guide to help players get through high-level Fractals, and do keep in mind it's more of a they're assuming you're going to be doing speed runs, so you know it's not really my personal wheelhouse, but since I kind of like, you know, I like noobing it up, apparently, you know, type of stuff. But I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on the Fractal guide?
I think it's nice that he actually made a guide their guild made a guide to help people through high-level fractals, because there's some people who just don't know what to do, or they don't have the experience with the higher levels and understanding all the mechanics of what's involved. So it's kind of nice that they just go through that and they suggest different types of tactics involved in order to accomplish the various encounters in those fractals. So I think it's kind of nice to have. I'll probably use it.
Yeah, I mean they've done a really good job here. I know a number of them are working on class-specific guides as well, which is really helpful. And yeah, I can't wait to see them continue to upgrade it.
Since Dale disappeared, I'll read the other one for you guys. So Crichton Herald actually created a video on YouTube about the Chronicles of Abaddon. So Dale was the one who found it, obviously, and so we're going to share that one with us. I haven't watched the video yet, but I assume it's just a lore video explaining, you know, who Abaddon was or what his role was in Tyria, and you know, pre-nightfall, nightfall, and a little bit afterwards, I guess. So should be a good video. I'd definitely give it a look. Yeah. Alrighty. I can't do the transition things. Stinks. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
No problem. We were just talking about the Abaddon video.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So
can you go into a little detail?
Oh yeah. I mean, it kind of goes through the Abaddon story. I mean, granted, she puts this horrible slant on it, like how she's a villain. I mean, but you know, so many people make that mistake, so I can't fault her for that. But no, it actually does a great job of explaining the lore, even kind of the events that take place, kind of as well as you can before Guild Wars 1. But it's definitely interesting to hear. Like, it goes through, you know, the Nightfall stuff, you know, this kind of stuff you get to play through. But if you need a refresher, or if you never picked up Guild Wars 1, maybe it entices you to pick up Guild Wars 1, or just allows you to understand maybe where the gods are coming from, and this god that gets referenced a lot but not very well explained a lot in Guild Wars 2. So I definitely recommend both, you know, that and also the Fractal guide. So any final thoughts on that stuff?
I think despite Dale's gripes, I think Crichton Herald did accurate in describing Abaddon and who he was.
Nonsense.
So
Painted like a villain.
Well, if the shoe fits, I'm just saying.
Shoe fits, it could still be someone else's.
This is also true. But yeah, hopefully we can share more of these community corner things. I think it'd be really cool to share different things from the community.
Nonsense, Mithrin. Anyway, so, you know, since this is the community corner, we're always going to be looking for more CC, because that's, you know, what we want in Guild Wars 2, more CC. So we'll be, you know, scouring Reddit. You know, if you see something, you know, definitely let us know either in the comments section of something we should maybe talk about, or even, you know, during show, after show while we're here, or, you know, we'll do a quick plug for, you know, even our Talking Skritt community Discord thing. It's a link on the info page on Twitch, and also if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be in the description. You can always, you know, link, oh, I found this cool thing, like, what you guys think, type thing, to everybody, not just us. I mean, so definitely all that stuff. But I think that is it for this week. So, Age, where can they find you?
Twitch and YouTube at Age Night Road. I don't feel like I streamed a lot this week, but, you know, stuff and things, but I'll try to pick it up more next week. I did play quite a bit of Destiny 2 last week, this week, I don't think there are any betas, so we'll probably just go back to the good old Guild Wars 2 for most of it. And yeah, good times. Also, real quick,
Oop.
I am doing a giveaway on YouTube for a Path of Fire Deluxe Edition. It's the second to last video on my channel, so if you guys want to enter, you can check out that video to find out how. And that contest ends next Friday. So
We'll enter, win, and then give it away somewhere else.
hey, it's up to you. Do what you want with it. And
Awesome.
Boy.
And Inks, where can they find you?
Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at MMO Inks. We had a couple of videos go up this week. I tried doing something different this week where I waited until all the mount information was out and just did one big video. Looking for some feedback on that, whether you guys prefer that or whether you prefer two different videos. And then, of course, I had a secondary video go up today. Not a whole lot of streaming this week. Real life sort of got in the way, unfortunately. But I'll be back this upcoming week to try and set a better schedule. I did stream at least one day this week, but the goal is to stream 2 to 4 days a week from me. Still trying to figure that schedule out. More information on Patreon and probably the YouTube channel in the future. But I'm trying to figure out the workflow right now. And once that is set, then we'll be ready to go. I just want to thank anybody here who is a Twitch supporter or a Patreon supporter. You guys have really been stepping up lately, and it really does mean a lot. So thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Well, I mean, granted, you're doing a lot better than me. I always say every week, and you can follow me on Twitter and Twitch at simply_Deo. Someday I'll stream. I gotta find the time. Yeah, if you're popping at the very end, do stick around. We do an after show. If you watch us on YouTube, definitely come out, and we do this live at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific on Saturdays, usually, at twitch.tv/talkingskrit. This does go up on YouTube. I'm totally putting these all out of order, but hey, why not? You can watch us on YouTube and just search Talking Skritt. It's usually the first one that pops up. And this week we want to thank That Chevron, 7-Bit Brian, Radish, Jaibu Cool, Sundorai, Serene Virus, and Moon Killer NV for the host this week. And as always, we will see you in the game. Good night, everybody.